Good morning, everybody. Speakers, be aware of the microphone. Keep your distance. Thank you all for coming. I'm sorry we're getting going a little bit late. We wanted to give an opportunity for as many people as possible to come in. I appreciate all of you who rode the shuttle bus over from the Van Andel Museum Center. And I'm just thrilled that we have such a huge group here today. It just struck me a second ago that the story of the museum school is well on its way, I think, to becoming a myth. It's got a fantastic origin story, and it's got heroes and sung and unsung heroes, and just all the elements. You're gonna hear from a lot of those folks today, so I wanna just get moving. Some of those heroes, the most important ones, are represented this morning. I'm going to just pause and say what this school is all about. Like every school and education in America is about kids, our students. So we wanted to start this event hearing from some of them. So I'm going to ask Jordan Merrill, who's been with us since 6th grade, to come kick us off.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School ribbon ceremony. My name is Jordan Merrill. I have been a Musie since it has opened in 2015. What it means to me to be a student at the Public Museum High School is that it is very exciting and innovative and hands-on, also a new learning experience. One of my favorite projects in this school is when the 8th graders did their portfolios. I really like this project because we got to do this project alone, and it was very independent. Another project is that I got to work, is that I really liked it was very long and very independent. Another project that I really liked was our public transportation project. Me and my group also got to work with the Rapid, and the Rapid helped us with a solution to a global problem, which was helping us ride the city bus. I have 3 personal goals I would like to achieve while attending high school. One of my goals are keeping my grades up all year, also taking on new challenges that come my way. Another goal is math because I want to get better at it because in the past I have struggled a lot. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting our school. Now I'm going to be introducing my principal, Dr. Chris Hanks.
At least some of us can keep our composure up here. So, Jordan talked about some of the work our students have done coming through middle school, and she mentioned a project with the Rapid and designing a better bus system. We get asked a lot, what do we want our students to become? And actually, if you stay for this street party afterwards, you'll have an opportunity to share your thoughts on that question. But among all the things we want them to become, empowered, engaged citizens and change agents in their community is right at the top of the list. And another student like Jordan who's really taken that idea and run with it is Haley Miller. So I'd like to ask her to come up and share some thoughts with you.
Hello, my name is Haley Miller, and I've gone to the Grand Rapids Public Museum School since 6th grade. I would like to start by thanking Grand Rapids Public Schools, XQ, and our community for giving their support and commitment to our school, because without them, I wouldn't be here today. This school has truly been a life-changing opportunity. One of the best parts is that everything is very hands-on and out in the community like it is usually talked about. Museum school has definitely expanded my knowledge not only of basic school subjects, but also the real world. For example, I have learned how to write grants, make professional emails, and phone calls. Another thing I enjoy is that we get to do projects. I've been able to help with a variety of projects like the Lead Mini Playhouse, River for All, an Urban Roots Garden, and many, many more. Inspired by a social injustice project and the support of my teachers, I have been able to start a movement, 14 Reasons Why Not, with one of my close friends, Annika Jaris, as my partner in change. We have created a shirt explaining 14 of the many reasons why not to consider suicide. We are also in the works of becoming a nonprofit and creating a school program that consists of a short film and art piece to reach out to more teenagers and to help further increase the awareness of and about mental health, self-harm, and suicide. We also have a website, 14whynot.org, where you can purchase shirts, get help, and learn more about the movement. The school also has great community connections that we have access to on the daily. I've been able to contact companies like Be Nice for my 14 Reasons Why Not movement, West Michigan Solar for the Lead House, and Urban Roots for the garden. Despite the amazing learning opportunities, my favorite part of museum school would have to be the amazing lifelong friends I have made. The staff at our school has helped to reinforce these friendships through social events like the 6th grade Chicago trip, the night at the museum, and our museum mixer. Also, the staff has been very inspiring and dedicated to creating lifelong learners. Overall, the museum school has been a very positive, great place to learn, and I'm looking forward to continuing my learning throughout high school.
Next, I'd like to introduce our district's fearless and inspirational leader who's always been a champion for children and the community, Teresa Weatherall Neal.
Wow. Good morning, and thank you so much for joining us in this historic event today. I'd like to say thank you to Dr. Chris Hanks, our principal, and to all of the students that are here. So let's start there by saying thank you, Dr. Hanks. Thanks, Doc. You know, this is absolutely amazing. So I was in here in the museum a couple months ago, and I thought, we will never make it. And those of you that know me, I don't worry very much, hardly ever. But I was a little concerned about this. So I want to say thank you. It's hard to imagine just more than a few decades ago, I was a child in this museum. As so many of you here, who would have ever thought from visiting the museum as a kid that I would stand before you today, not only as your superintendent, but your superintendent that is able to give a wonderful gift to these children. It is absolutely amazing that they could take this building, old building, run-down building, and turn it into something so new. Absolutely amazing. I do want to thank Ken Clamparens, wherever you are, I'm sure you're around here somewhere, and to the architects, King Scott, Lot 3 Metz, and Rockford Construction. I saw some of you around. Thank you. I didn't doubt what you could do, but I did doubt the timeline that we gave you. I do believe in pushing people. You did justice to this building, and it's absolutely amazing. But before we get started, I want to recognize my board members who are here. I've seen most of them. And so, board members for the Grand Rapids Public Schools, if you will please stand. You guys, it takes courage. It takes courage and a leap of faith sometimes to go out on that limb with me. And so for that, I say thank you, especially to those old board members that have been around for a long time, some of you that hire me. I want to just say thank you for trusting me to go out there. Dr. Baker, not so old, but you were a part of the original crew. I know you will. I just want to say thank you. But in addition, we have so many elected officials that are here today, and I want to recognize you because we could not be the system that we are today without your support. And so, Lupe and the rest, if you guys will stand, I saw the mayor is here, but if you will stand as a... And last but not least, there is the Student Advancement Foundation. You guys, the Grand Rapids Public Schools Student Advancement Foundation. I'm going to tell you, these people from building libraries to offering art, helping us with art and music, they have been here in the trenches with us for Grand Rapids Public Schools. And so I'm going to ask that you stand, and then you guys, I'm going to move forward. But please stand if you are a part of the Student Advancement Foundation. Thank you for helping us to raise this money. Please stand. It truly does take a village. We are here because of so many friends and supporters, but we have the XQ Super School Project. We were awarded $10 million, and we did not do this by ourselves. This is Grand Rapids, and this is how we get it done. And so I want to thank you for what we have been able to do. We have someone here from XQ, and it's Allie Berry, and she is the Director of Learning Research and Practice for XQ Institute. So Allie, wherever you are, I say thank you right in front. I say thank you. Please send our thanks back. You guys, quickly, because we have so many people. Over 800 schools applied to reimagine high school. 800 schools, $100 million, and guess what? Grand Rapids, City of Grand Rapids, your museum school, we were able to pull off one. $10 million because we in Grand Rapids know how to rethink high school. The answer is here, right here in this community. So I say thank you. On behalf of the Grand Rapids Board of Education, our students, our parents, our staff members, this entire community, please say thank you to XQ for giving us $10 million. We could not have done this without the $10 million, and so I say thank you from the bottom of my heart. But I do want to acknowledge all of the partners. You know, it is in Grand Rapids Public Schools. It's the community, right? The City of Grand Rapids, our mayor is here, the museum, GVSU, our president is here, Kendall, Ferris State University, DGRI, and the entire Grand Rapids community did what we do best. We came together as one on behalf of our children. So for that, we are able to stand here today. We rallied behind the idea, crazy idea. We had a very short turnaround, crazy idea to figure out high school for children. And who knew? We owned the museum, partnering with the city that it would come back and that would be the dream. Here we are celebrating this today. This is an amazing partnership. It is truly my hope and my desire that the children that walk through these doors on Monday, that they appreciate all that you've done to make this dream become a reality. Again, thank you for coming out. I cannot say thank you enough to this community for doing this for children in the Grand Rapids Public Schools. Thank you.
What a great day, what a great day. I'm Wendy Verheg-Falb, and it's my privilege to serve as president of the Grand Rapids Public Schools Board of Education. Today is personally very meaningful for me. My house is just up the street, a block and a half. I see a lot of my neighbors here. I'm looking out at seeing some of them. And my church is right across the street. And like many of you, as Teresa mentioned, I have so many memories of coming here as a child with my mother. And, but raising my children here for the last 20 years, this corridor, for the most part, was a lot of empty parking lots with an empty building at the end of it. And although I knew the archives were here, I didn't have the privilege of touring those archives until Dale Robertson, president of the museum, asked myself and two other colleagues on the Board of Ed, his running buddy, Tony, to come tour with some of the GRPS administration to see the archives back there. And let me find my place here. I want to give Dale some credit here. He had a vision, and he doesn't take enough credit, in my opinion. But it's my memory that it was his deep fiduciary, it was my memory that it was his deep sense of being the fiduciary for these archives, for this institution, and his recognition that it was formed as an educational tool for the children of the city. I believe it was that vision that was truly the seed for this amazing school we see before us today. Now anyone knows Dale. It's Dale like a kid in the candy shop, because Dale kind of is like a kid in the candy shop with this museum. He showed us all the artifacts. We toured there, donated by all the citizens of this community for the last 150 years. And he said to us, all of this back here, all these amazing archives, this belongs to the children of the city of Grand Rapids. How do we give them access? My son, who was then a boy, was with me, and after seeing the mummies, the loggers' dollars, and all the things back here, asked me at dinner later that night, does that really all belong to me, Mom? I believe it was a serendipitous moment when we had a new superintendent willing to put everything on the table and reimagine what education could look like. We had a museum president that was willing to reimagine how the museum should function within our community. We had a design school, Kendall, waiting to give adolescents in our community the power of methodology to change the world around them. And we're seeing it with these amazing projects. We had leadership from GVSU, bringing expertise around the power of place-based learning. We had support from our former mayor, George Hartwell, and DGRI director, Chris Larson, who believe that great cities only exist where there are great public schools. I had the privilege to work on the initial team that met monthly to hash out this radical concept in education, and I see so many of my team members here. Luisa's back. I feel like we've got the band back. It was not necessarily straightforward how we would come together and make this work. We didn't always see things the same way, but we did stay at the table, and we fought for the purity of the vision we had for an extraordinary education. And a huge shout out to John Hemholt. He never gets enough credit, but he really played a key role at a fragile time when it was concept and it had to be realized, shepherding the transition till we had amazing leadership with Chris and the rest of the team from GRPS to really make it happen. Because of all of you, because of the donors in this room, the architects, the parents, Dale, Teresa, because of XQ, the children in Grand Rapids will be empowered to learn from the world around them. They will claim this community as their own, see their own history worthy of archiving, and they will be the designers of the innovative solutions that we need for a better tomorrow. Thanks.
Good morning. Isn't this remarkable? Oh my goodness, this is remarkable. What a beautiful day, and what an incredible transformation. I am just in awe. Everyone who worked so hard to make this a reality. This is such a special day. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Rosalind Bliss, and I have the unbelievable honor and privilege to serve as the mayor of our amazing city. And I'm deeply grateful to be joined by Commissioner Jones and Commissioner Kelly as we celebrate this really remarkable and memorable day. On behalf of all of my colleagues on the City Commission, first, I want to add my thanks, I should say, and congratulations to our rock star, that's how I refer to her, rock star Superintendent Teresa Weatherall Neal. You're amazing, amazing. Our city, our children in our city are so lucky to have you, so lucky. To the board members who are here today, everyone who worked so hard, to the museum school staff and leadership, and truly all of the partners that others have already referred to who came together to launch this dynamic school and realize this dream, congratulations. Most importantly, I want to take a moment to congratulate the students and their families, because this really is yours. This is for you. These organizations, leaders, institutions, educators, we came together to develop this dynamic new school for the betterment of your education and our community as a whole. Grand Rapids has developed a state and national reputation as a model community for collaboration, cooperation, and public-private partnerships. It's truly the Grand Rapids way, and I always say that it is in our DNA. This school, this partnership, even the 2 buildings in which the school resides, are truly symbolic of the Grand Rapids way. I can tell you, I get the opportunity to travel across the country, meet with other mayors, attend conferences. I'm active with the National League of Cities and the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and I can tell you, Grand Rapids is the envy of other cities and other schools throughout this entire country. Many of you already know this. students, I hope you know this, but we have something incredibly special here in Grand Rapids. It's ingrained in the fabric of our community's expectations for how we collectively come together, how we collectively work together. We set aside our politics, our personalities, our turf, and competition for the good of the whole. I am so proud of that. So students, I love looking out and seeing all the students. It's so beautiful. So students, this is really your teachable moment. We all have incredibly high expectations for you, and we hope that you will capture, embrace, and advance the spirit of Grand Rapids, not just now, but for the rest of your life. So thank you again for including me in this special day, and congratulations to every single person who made this a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. I'm Eric DeLong, and I'm the Interim City Manager. And it's really awesome to be here, cool. We've heard all the words, but it's really great for a couple special reasons for us. Here at City Hall, we like to do things that are innovative, things that haven't been done before, and this is one of them. When you think about what this building was, as Superintendent said, kind of an empty shell, and what it is today, there were steps in between. So there were tours that happened kind of in the dark of night. There were other little escapades in here where people were trying to figure out what the building could be. But who remembers the activation during Art Prize by Site Lab? Who remembers that? Okay, that was awesome. Okay, because I see Tom there, and that's what kind of gave me the vision for what this building could be, because they were displayed over here in this gallery. There were all kinds of exciting ideas. And so when John called and said, hey, I've got this crazy idea, I said, you might think it's crazy, but it's actually not that crazy. So we were down with it right away and wanted to get to work, because we have a long-standing partnership with GRPS that couldn't be stronger. I mean, the work that we do together, the things that we do for this community together in partnership are just awesome. So that meant if we were going to do this crazy thing, we had to get busy. And that took a lot of work. And so we formed our teams, and there was a lot of time that John and where is Acting Deputy City Manager Almonte? His amigo is back here someplace. Okay, so there he is. And so they got their teams together, and they spent a lot of time in a room, and they caught the fever, they had the dream, they had the vision, and thanks to them, we're here today, along with all the partners that work together. So you might want to ask, well, what are the elements of how this came together? And it happened through these discussions. And GRPS ended up with the location for this beautiful museum school. And the city ended up with 2 new parks. So we got Raspberry Field, which we've done some improvements to. And we also got a parcel of land at Ottawa Hills where we just broke ground on this really innovative universal playground that's one of a kind in the state, we think. So it's because of their efforts and because of their work that we're here today. And it's exciting to do this. It's exciting to help make these projects happen. And like the mayor said, together, partners transform this community, and that's what we're all about in our working together. So the museum school is just the most recent example of that partnership between GRPS, between the city, and all the partners that we attract. And again, congratulations to the superintendent, to her team, to the GRPS team, to everybody who's going to use this. And I also want to congratulate the students. It's really nice of you to invite me to sit in the row of the speakers over there. Thank you. This is a great day. It's a great day in August, and I can't think of a better way to celebrate it than this. So thank you very much. And next, we'd like to hear from Dale Robertson, another partner.
Hi, I'm Dale Robertson. So I serve as president of the Grand Rapids Public Museum. Wendy, thank you so much for the very kind compliments and comments, and I remember that day well. Tony's here somewhere, my running buddy Tony also, and it is true. It came up during a conversation on a run. And then we had the nice meeting at the archives, and Peter, I think, was an inspiration, I think, for this whole thing going forward. So thanks, everybody, for being here. Now, you've already been welcomed, actually, very, very nicely by Principal Chris Hanks and the students, but I also feel that I need to welcome you here officially, too. Because this space, after all, was the home of the Grand Rapids Public Museum for 54 years. So in the stead of all who have served this institution and worked with it and in it, particularly in this building, I would like to officially welcome you and appreciate your presence here today. During a tour that GRPS allowed me to have early on, I came into this building, I saw it stripped down to to the very bare walls. And I have to tell you, it shook me up. And I didn't expect to have that feeling. See, I didn't grow up here, so I don't have the same connections to this building that many of you do. But after that experience, I came to more fully understand it and appreciate the very deep public affection for this space. And it's well-deserved, because what a wonderful building this is. First of its kind in the nation for a museum. It's a WPA building, which means it was built during the Great Depression as a public works project and was built specifically and particularly for the Grand Rapids Public Museum. And the museum is the only use this building has ever had until today. But as an organization, we knew and we came to firmly believe that this building needed to come into full use once again. And so the Grand Rapids Public Museum made the decision to let it go. And it now resides in the hands of the GRPS. But in many ways, it's not so far away, because beginning today, it will house the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School. The school is a GRPS school without doubt, but it's also a partnership. And it is on the foundation of that partnership that we look ahead, but we can take a minute to look back to inform how we look ahead. Upon the opening of this building, it was dedicated to the dissemination of knowledge to all. That is the endeavor in which we're all here today, which we're all united around today, and which we celebrate today. So what does that mean? It means it's education and community service and community commitment and instructional excellence and the pursuit of XQ and more. The more will be defined as the partnership grows and matures and does so as an XQ super school. So all of that is what unites us here today as this building takes on a new life, but does so within a very familiar purpose. So in the spirit of the original dedication of this building on this very special day, please allow me to offer congratulations to all.
Well, this is a celebration of optimism, I'd say. Without a doubt. Boy, looking around here, I do remember it was over a decade ago when I came here with Dale and looked around, and all I can say is, wow. And as an educator, and we see up here other enablers, my colleagues from Kendall and Ferris, and all these folks here believe in a future. They believe in a future because we're investing in children. We're investing in young people. We're investing because as educators, we touch the future every time we go into a classroom, into a laboratory, and now in this museum school. And I am so blessed to be able to be up here as an educator, knowing that it is all about that future, about our children. And our superintendent, Dr. Neal, and I are arm in arm whenever it comes to our passion about touching that future. And I am just thrilled that the GRPS looked to us and looked to others to use our expertise, place-based education, design thinking, those are buzzwords. But the focus is really on creating a public good. That public good is helping our students within this space with our teachers. We need to understand that we have outstanding teachers here in GRPS, and they will be enabled to touch that future. The teachers here, where are they? And that's the magic. It really is. It's the magic of creating for our students in a very innovative space like this. But I am just thrilled to be here representing Grand Valley, but also representing the profession of education. And I'm thrilled that we were able to play a small part. And thank you, XQ, for as well enabling all of us here in this great city. Mayor, this is a great city. It is home. God bless you all.
Good morning. My name is Leslie Bellavance, and it's my pleasure and honor to serve as the president of Kendall College of Art and Design of Ferris State University. This is truly a day to celebrate the collaborative spirit of Grand Rapids, especially as it positively impacts the education of our children. It's hard to believe it was just 3 years ago that the museum school welcomed its first class. Today, the Grand Rapids Public Museum High School exemplifies all that is innovative in public education. This has been made possible through the vision of the Grand Rapids Public School leadership and the groundbreaking collaboration that has resulted in the unique curriculum and pedagogical methods that have been recognized by the XQ Institute when they named the museum school a super school in 2016. This idea is now made tangible in a new facility, carefully designed and constructed to support and enhance the concepts developed at the initiation of the museum school. On behalf of the entire Kendall College of Art and Design of Ferris State University community, I wish to congratulate the Public Museum School and the Grand Rapids Public Schools on this remarkable achievement. KCAD is proud to be one of the partners who worked to make this day possible, and I'd like to acknowledge KCAD professors Cindy Todd and Gail DeBryan, who are right up there, whose inspired work brings design thinking to the museum school curriculum. All citizens of Grand Rapids are grateful for the museum school principal, Chris Hanks, and the Grand Rapids Public Schools Superintendent, Teresa Weatherall Neal, all of the museum school partners, the faculty, staff, and especially the students for the innovative vision, inspired leadership, and hard work that has made this dream a reality. Let's reflect on how lucky we are to live and work in a community that can accomplish such great things. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tim Kelly. I'm the president and CEO with Downtown Grand Rapids Incorporated. And I have to say, the last time I stood between this many people in a party was my wedding day. And so, just like that day, I know it's not about me, so I will be brief. I want to, on behalf of our Board of Advisors, as well as our Downtown Development Authority, I just want to say how proud we are to be here today to support this exciting project and welcome Grand Rapids Public Schools to the Museum School and to the downtown neighborhood. Back in 2015, our Board of Advisors, as well as partners from the city and Grand Rapids Public Schools, put together a new master plan for downtown. And like many plans, we talked about economic development, creating new and attractive open spaces, really to create a place that people wanted to be, that people wanted to stay, and that they wanted to come to. What was unique about that plan, and which Dr. Falb kind of alluded to, was a recognition that public schools are a vital part of creating a place in a city that people want to be in and that they want to come to. And so We're very excited and again, proud to be here to support the public school or the museum school. And projects like this, I hope, continue to signal that Grand Rapids and the downtown neighborhood are not only a great place to visit, to live and work, but also a great place to send your children to school. So as with everyone else, I want to congratulate Superintendent Neal and the rest of the Grand Rapids Public Schools family on this exciting day. And I think this is another signal that as a city and as a community, we are continuing to move Grand Rapids forward. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Allie. I'm with the XQ Institute. It's great to be here today. Nearly 3 years ago, I remember we were blown away by a proposal for a new high school here in Grand Rapids. And I remember the design summary actually led with, the museum high school concept has excited an entire city, and that is very evident today. It is incredibly inspiring to be included, thank you to all of you, with so many partners of students, teachers, school leaders, district leadership, city leadership, it goes on. I can't even capture all of it, it's so many. And thank you for including us as well in this celebration of the thousands of hours and hard work that has gone into getting to today. We have always been struck by your deep awareness of what it means to be stewards of a public institution, and how this community came together to build a museum, and then came together again to put it to new use for all of the young people of this city. And your recognition that the well-being of a city is inherently connected with the success of its young people is something that captured us and is an incredible example for the country. At XQ, we aim to inspire the kind of school that this community has dreamt up and built, and we know it is a long journey ahead, and we are just so excited to continue to partner with all of you. So huge congratulations, and we hope much more to come. So thank you.
Good morning. Hi, I'm India Manse. I'm a community volunteer. And unlike Tim on his wedding day, who knew it wasn't about him, on my wedding day, I knew it was about me. So I'm going to take a long time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm one of the campaign co-chairs. I'm going to apologize ahead of time for my husband, Bill Manse, president of Mercy Health St. Mary's, who couldn't be here today. But I do want to take an opportunity to acknowledge the other co-chairs. So could Brian, Aggie, Nancy, and Jerry please stand up? Together, along with Canary Consultant, it was our job to try to help gather the funds, the extra funds that was needed to make this happen. Okay, I've lost my train of thought, I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? I'm sorry. I have no idea. I'm sorry, I'm just like drew a blank. But, you know, we were very happy and very excited to be a part of this project. My husband and I are born and raised in Detroit. And so, yes, the 313, because often people will say, well, you know, like outside of Detroit or really in Detroit? So yes, the actual 313. We're born in 313, so we understand the plight of inner city kids, and we understand that education creates opportunity and open doors for people. And we also understand that I went to Detroit Public School, so we both understand that quality public education opens doors and creates opportunity for all children. And being big advocates of diversity and inclusion in this community, it is extremely important to us that every opportunity that is available in and around this area is open and available to all people. I'd like to... Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank those in the room that have given. I'd like to thank those that are thinking about giving, and I'd like to thank those that haven't realized yet that you're going to give. So, because as campaign co-chair, it is my job to shake everybody down. You know, I'd like to highlight something that Dale said. We're not from the community. We moved here 5 years ago. And 5 years ago, I told the story earlier this morning, but I mean, seriously, it is truly ingrained in my mind. I mean, one of the first things I saw on the news, before I even knew what news to watch, was Superintendent Neal, her first day starting, and the kids had to wear uniforms, and everything seemed like a big deal. And it didn't really, you know, we're new to the community. I don't know. I mean, seriously, we probably have been here maybe a week or a couple days even at that time. And I really didn't know how big a deal it was. But after being here 5 years and watching her, I understand how big a deal that was. She does an amazing job. So I'm going to give a plug to her right now. But more importantly, with her leadership, I mean, it's so easy to get behind her because she does such an amazing job. And we know that she truly has the best for the students in mind. And so when she asks you or to do things, or when people ask you to get involved with things, it's not hard to do. Dale, I think I said this already, I don't know, but he mentioned that he's not from the community. And so I'm saying that to say, because we're not from the community, but yet I have been a part of SAF, the Advancement Foundation, yes, since I think we got here in 2013. January of 2014, I joined the committee for Mindshare, and we have been giving to SAF since that time. I mean, we've personally been giving to the Grand Rapids Public School, and we're not from here. We don't have any attachment. We don't have any, you know, I went to that school. I don't know this building right here from Adam. But it's so important that we all give and that we all understand the importance of quality public education and the benefit that it provides to all students. So I'll go back to the beginning of my story. For those of you that didn't know you were going to give yet, I want to remind you that it doesn't matter if you're from here, if you just got here, if you're thinking about leaving here. None of that matters, because what matters is the student and the benefit that the students receive from what we do when we give. So there's a pot at the door on your way out, so please empty all. We take coins, change, checks, we take everything. So whatever you have, just please leave it at the door. Thank you.
I'm Ken Klomparens, Executive Director of Facilities for GRPS. I wanted to follow up on what Dale mentioned about this being a WPA project. In fact, this was the last WPA project constructed under Franklin Delano Roosevelt's regime. It was the very last one done. There's a plaque in the vestibule if you want to see it. So it does have some historical significance. While this isn't as a designated historical building, it has history. And when we started design, we really wanted to honor that. So as you go around the outside, the only thing you'll see that's different is we changed Public Museum to Public Museum High School. We retained that. We honored the history. It's also in a historic neighborhood. We wanted to be sensitive to that. The doors are the original 1940 doors. As you come in, they were refurbished. The floor, we did the best we could with the original terrazzo. And then as you get out to the education parts, it becomes contemporary, modern, it's flexible, it fits what the students need, and we are on track to achieve LEED. So, this only happens because people work really hard. I mean, there's a lot of sweat that goes into this. So I want to acknowledge those that really took that on their shoulders and got things done. Our architect engineer was King Scott and Leandrea and Dan Trials. If you're here, raise your hand. Lot 3 Mets, Ted Lott. Lot 3 Mets worked with him, Ted Lott and Kate Holloway. From Rockford Construction on site were Larry Baker and Steve Orlando. In support were Dan Buskirk, Tom McGovern, and Mike Van Gessel, and they deserve a big round of applause. GRPS hired an owner's rep to help our staff on the site, Milo Maddox, and then from my staff, Jim Tian, Mark Bennett, and Kristen Trevelyan had key roles in this, and I appreciate everything you did. So I want to finish. I have a quote for Dr. Hanks, the staff, and the students. What comes to mind, and I want to quote a not-so-famous philosopher, Kent Dorfman, who said, "Is this great or what?"
My shoe's untied. I gotta fix that. My name's Esteban Clark Brendel. I'm a 9th grade student at the museum school. I've been here since it started. 3 years. That's how long it's been since this journey began. In these 3 years, I've made lasting friendships. I found a passion for creativity, and I've learned so much. Out of all of the memories, all of the teachers, all of the excursions, all of the conversations, one memory stands above all others and will forever be chiseled into my mind. The first day. The day it all started. I remember waiting with the other students outside the museum for the staff to let us in. I remember walking down that red carpet, high-fiving people from the community and the media, many of who are here now. I remember forming a circle under the whale and preparing to step into middle school. Most of the things I felt then, I feel today. The nausea, the excitement, the fear, but mainly hope. I hope this year will supply me with the knowledge I need. I hope this year will provide new friends and new experiences. And one thing I do know is that this year will be grand. Grand for the students who have never experienced this before. Grand for the community who have trusted this experiment since day one. Grand for the world because we're finally getting on the right track. Before I go, I want to thank Dr. Hanks for his dedication to the student and staff. I want to thank all of the staff, past and present, especially Abby Marr. I want to thank GRPS, who made this possible, along with the XQ Super School Project and the Grand Rapids Public Museum.
At this time, I'd like to ask all of our speakers to come up for the ribbon cutting. All right. I see a lot of musees in the audience. Guys, we're kind of a big deal. Make sure you're on time for school Monday. Neighbors and partners, I'd like to invite you in the future when you hear from our staff or our students inviting you to join us in a project, say yes. And right now I'd like to invite everybody to enjoy the building, tour around, ask questions. Anybody in a gray shirt with a mastodon on it can help you out. And outside, enjoy some food, music, and activities. Thank you all so much for coming.